Hello everyone, this is Moehawkman, and today this is going to be a members high-level money-making guide. Now, for those who don't actually like to boss, but still want to make a decent amount of money, I would recommend this simply because it's pretty AFK and it's not bad profit per hour. Now, this method is rather high level, and to make Masterwork armor, there are two requirements. The first requirement is to have 99 smithing, and the second requirement is to complete the achievement. It should have been called Ethereum, which is to make an Elder Ruin plus 5 set of the helmet, plate body, plate legs, gloves, and boots. And once you do those two, you can make as many Masterwork pieces as you want. Now, as you're watching me explain this, I did do 3 separate speed tests of how long it would take to make a lined Masterwork armor piece from a Glorious Bar. Now, the first test is on my main account, and this requires quite a few extra items to do this complete speed test. And what I was doing was I was using Superheat Form, a Perfect Juju smithing potion, Masterstroke potions, along with superheating ruins to reheat the bar. Now, to get Superheat Form, you actually need to complete the quest, The Light Within, which is a whole quest line, and in my opinion, it's not really needed to make Masterwork armor. It does make it a bit more AFK, but it's not truly needed to do it. And you'll understand why during the second test. So what Superheat Form actually does is it makes your heat progress technically slow down. And what this really means is medium heat is technically considered high heat and low heat is considered medium heat. So that little section between 33% and 66%, which would be considered medium heat, that is now considered high heat. And that little section between 1% and 33% is considered medium heat. Now, in my opinion, you should never let it get below 33%. So this little bit of information is kind of useless, but if you do AFK, that's pretty much what's going to happen. Now let me explain a few other things that you will need to essentially make this Masterwork armor building much more efficient. So besides the Superheat Form, you do need another potion, and it's called the Power Burst of Masterstroke potion. And what it does is, for your next 4 hammer strikes, your progress is multiplied by 10. And you're probably wondering, that doesn't seem very useful at all. But when you consider that it takes 10,000 progress to complete the first 3 sections of a Masterwork armor piece, it starts to add up quite a bit. So 1 dose of a Masterstroke potion can get you around 900 progress or so. As you can figure out, that is a pretty decent chunk. Now the only thing that kind of sucks about it is that you can only drink 1 dose every 2 minutes, but from 1 Glorious Bar to the end, you can end up drinking around 2 full potions and maybe half of another potion depending on how much you are paying attention. So putting those numbers together, it can increase your progress drastically. Now for the second test, you will notice that I'm doing it on my alt account. And the only thing that I put on my alt was the Masterstroke potion to do a speed comparison test with my main. And as you will notice, there actually isn't much of a difference between the two. Despite having all those extra benefits, I still completed it in 20 minutes to make 1 full piece. So this is why I'm saying that it's not really needed to have Superheat Form and the Juju smithing potion, because it doesn't really increase the speed by much. And even if it does, it's maybe 30 seconds at best, which doesn't really affect your GP per hour if you plan on doing this. Now for the third test, this is with me only using the Superheat spell on my alt account. No Masterstroke potion, no other benefits besides being in the Artisan Workshop. So as you can see, with the sped up footage, it takes almost 9 whole minutes to complete the same exact thing from Glorious Bar to the end, which just goes to show you how strong a Masterwork potion really is. Look how much faster it speeds you through. In the same amount of time that those 2 bars are made, you can almost complete another bar by then. So within 1 hour using Masterstroke potions, you can almost make 3 full lined Masterwork armor pieces versus 2 if you were using the non-Masterstroke potion way. What's actually kind of funny is that those potions are actually really cheap. When I was doing this test, they were only around 1.1k each for a 4 dose. So you're only spending like 250 GP to speed up your progress by this much. Why wouldn't you want this? It's like, doesn't even really affect how much money you're making per hour doing this method. Now let's move on to what you should be making. Out of the 5 pieces that you can make, personally, you should only focus on the plate body and the plate legs. Simply because those are the pieces people don't really want to make because it costs 5 pieces and 3 pieces respectively. Versus the helmet, which only takes 2, and the boots and gauntlets only take 1 each. So some people are more than willing to buy the plate body and the plate legs to repair their Masterwork armor, because making a Masterwork plate body from scratch takes 1 hour and 40 minutes minimum, because it's 20 minutes per bar, and the plate legs takes an hour. So just to make those 2 pieces alone is almost 3 hours when you consider all the extra stuff together. Now let's consider GE prices and cost. At the time of this video, a Glorious Bar price check was just over 4 mil. But when I tried to buy it, the cheapest one I could find was 4.3 mil. So don't trust the GE prices when you do this method. Always buy, sell, test 1 item before you do it, just in case the profit margin is not nearly as high as you would like. Because at the time of this video, I made around 6 mil GP buying the 3 Glorious Bars for 13 mil, and then smithing it into Masterwork plate legs, and then selling it back to the GE for 19.3 mil, equating out to around 6.3 mil GP profit in the 1 hour that I did this. So this method can make you quite a bit of money if you're willing to put in the time and effort so that someone else can buy it from you. Now there is one thing I should recommend you not doing, is do not buy the immaculate bars and then folding them into Glorious Bars. Now the reason why I say this, because to fold the bar to a Glorious, it takes 20 minutes. Meaning that while yes, the immaculate alloy bar does sell for like $1 million less, you're wasting 1 hour folding 3 bars to save around 3 mil GP versus just buying 3 more Glorious Bars and making 6 mil in that same hour. So saving 3 mil plus 6 mil profit is 9 mil versus just making 12 mil total profit in 2 hours. So the math doesn't really add up. Sure, you are saving money, but you're not actually making more profit. Now, at the time of this recording, those immaculate bars could be cheaper than what the GE says, but they could also be more expensive. So it's a kind of risk-reward system if you're willing to test it out yourself, but I personally would not recommend it because I would rather just spend those 20 minutes working towards an actual piece of Masterwork to sell versus an additional step to do the exact same process. So it's kind of adding a second step for no reason, but making less money. So in my head, that doesn't make sense. For you, it might if you are going to keep the armor for yourself or potentially hold it, maybe hoping that the price goes up in the future. But the price of Masterwork is actually dropping kind of rapidly. So I would sell now and then pray that in the future, the price goes back up and then you can just pre-buy some of the bars and then make it for more profit later on. Anyways guys, I hope this guide was informative for you if you do plan on doing this method. In my opinion, it's not a bad way to make money if you don't like to do bossing or you don't like to do normal skilling. Or if you just want to do this on an alt account while your main account is doing something else, because that's actually what I was doing. My main account was doing some completely different thing while my alt account was making millions of GP for me. So this can be a very good side alt account money making method for you. Anyways guys, this has been your fellow RuneScaper Moehawkman. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be kind to one another. Be safe. Have a nice day. Peace out, everyone.